Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Silk Song release day. Today we're going to be posting a video on Qorvex. I know this is probably not what you expected today. As I said, I was working on the mag video. And turns out, uh, that mag video is kind of like exactly what my problem was with the Qorvex video. And it's going to bloom a new video type, which is going to affect these as well, but not in a negative way. It's just going to, make a new direction of content for me and should give me a lot more to post. I'm going to be posting a new video type called Deep Dives. They're going to be in their own video playlist as well, kind of like the propaganda videos, which are supposed to be like kind of like mastered funny builds, and mastered good builds. But those videos are going to go over the full base kit of every single Warframe, the way mods affect every single ability, the synergies between every single ability in their base kit, and every single uh, what are they called? Augment mod. Whereas these videos are going to remain, instead of having like little segments where we touch on base kit, not giving them nearly enough light, we are going to keep these videos focused on the Helminth ability that we are using, why we are using it, and augments we're using if we have them. Uh, I don't think that's going to streamline these videos. I think they're probably going to stay the same length. I mean, it might be like a 5-minute change, but my yap it knows no bounds, so we'll see. Though the deep dive videos will be long, though. Let's hope I can get that mag video out tomorrow. If not, hopefully by the end of the weekend. I'm just having a little bit of trouble balancing that and making something I'm proud of with my workload as well with school, but it's like it's not like I have too much of a workload. I just want to make sure I'm posting something I'm proud of with that. But yeah, Qorvex video. Uh, I am unironically on like take 20 of this video because, like I said, I was trying to make a video talking about his base abilities because I'm like, oh, Qorvex is such a misunderstood frame. We can save that. What we're going to talk about today is just the fact that Qorvex is super duper strong if modded properly. I think a lot of people don't really realize his most important stat while modding is range. That is because his fourth ability is multiplying damage for every single enemy it hits. That's why when you see videos that maybe are not the biggest fan of Qorvex, you're just seeing people shooting at like a singular target and not like sweeping across their screen like in their fourth, trying to tag as many enemies as possible so you get the additional explosions. We're gonna hopefully right that wrong in this video and show you guys maybe Qorvex in a new light. I realize this is not actually that unpopular of a Helminth. I tried to do research after I have made my builds to be like, is this something that is actually post viable? Um, there are a lot of people using this Helminth, but I still would like this posted on my channel as I find him to still be a little bit of a niche Warframe. So, gonna get onto the build and what Helminth we're using, synergies with this specific build, and our companion. Okay, so first off, Archon Shards. We are using Radiation Status Archon Shards. This ability damage works like Roar, except we don't have DOTs, so we're not getting that part of Roar, but it's fine. That means we're just getting full effect like Roar style just from these. So that's pretty awesome. At least damage buff from Roar, which is nice. We are also using a purple shard. This is going to be kind of flex. This is going to be based off of like what level one of your arcanes is. That arcane being Arcane Universal Fallout. I'm sure you guys have figured I'm going to be using that on this video. So I would use this if you have a low level Arcane Universal Fallout. But if you have a high level one, you can absolutely just use a casting speed shard, because that should just feel nice to have. But if not, use whatever you want. Dude, if you want to use another orange shard, absolutely go for it. If you want to improve your single target damage, that would absolutely help. So, yeah. But let's get on to the build as well. Okay. We are using, over the second ability, Ophanim Eyes. A lot of people would be like, why would you take off the second ability? It's going to be grouping. It has an augment that can armor strip. And it gives them damage vulnerability. And you know what? That's a completely reasonable question. But for me personally, I like to stay in my 4 as much as possible. I have to leave my 4 to use my 2. I wish you could press your 2 while in your 4th, I think that'd be like a really great change, especially for this augment in particular. But that's not the case. But let's talk about this augment in particular. This augment changes Qorvex's 4th from being a stationary ability with a timer on it to a ability that now has drain and you have mobility. But it also has another great effect. And we're going to talk about that real quick too. As you guys can see, I can still kind of like dodge and roll. So it's kind of like Mace's Waltz. Lowers your sensitivity a lot though. I would maybe turn up your mouse sensitivity or controller sensitivity when you're in that mode. If you want to. Like if you guys have a DPI shift button on your mouse, probably crank up your DPI whenever you press your 4. If you want to. It's definitely not needed. But let's talk about the other amazing thing that this augment's doing. When I place down a Chirinka pillar and I go in my 4 now, it pauses it. It's also empowering it. As you guys can see, those pulses are going out a whole lot quicker, but it has an even further amazing effect. It is going to create another additional chain explosion. What is a chain explosion, you might ask? Well, let's show off the 4. The 4, when attacking a singular enemy, is going to be quite literally the worst ability you've ever seen in your entire life. So, I killed this enemy under Chirinka pillar, so you're occasionally seeing this like green beam come up from the ground under the enemy. That is the chain explosion. The way that those chains are created conventionally without this augment is by hitting multiple enemies. Let's show what that looks like, and let's show the amplification in our TTK. It is multiplying our damage for every enemy we hit there. You guys just saw, we just killed 20 enemies in like, well, it should be a 20th of the time. Obviously, it's a little bit longer because I'm like sweeping back and forth and not just concentrating my beam. But you guys just saw we killed a massive group way quicker than we can kill one enemy. This is where Qorvex's biggest misunderstanding happens. People don't mod range on him. They just mod ability strength and think that's where his damage comes from. Yes, it's where like the base of the damage comes from, but you are multiplying it for every enemy you hit. So let's build range. Let's expand our explosion radius, which amazing part about this explosion radius, the exact same as Chirinka Pillar's radius, which is nice, like really nice. Not really like that crazy, but it just like, I find that satisfying. You don't need to be killing in the Chirinka Pillar radius. It is nice though for those extra chaining explosions. Okay, talk about Ophanim Eyes. Ophanim Eyes is an ability you can press once. With this build, it's up for 46 seconds. Base duration is 30. But this is going to be armor stripping and slowing while I'm in my 4th ability in a massive cone in front of me. And we have stupidly high range on this build, 280 actually, max range. So that means we're able to like armor strip and slow like the whole group that we'd be shooting at with our chest beam. So there is no limit to this, by the way. So let's go ahead and show this off with a group of enemies. As you guys can see, if I'm just looking their general direction, these guys are all armor stripped. Pretty awesome. And they also get a heat proc on them after they're fully armor stripped, which is kind of nice. Can actually kill lower level enemies, but that doesn't, definitely not why we're here. We are using it for the armor stripping. Armor stripping obviously is going to massively increase our DPS capabilities with our 2nd, taking it all the way up to level cap. If you guys don't believe me, I will link a YouTube video in the description showing this exact helmet being taken to level cap with a similar build. Okay. Let's talk about the 3rd ability. 3rd ability is nice. This is going to give you and your teammates status immunity within affinity radius, which can be doubled by killing enemies with radiation status. Good news, you're playing Qorvex and your teammates are playing with the Qorvex. It's gonna be pretty much impossible not to get this to max. As you guys can see, we have a max stacks of 18. That is before multi augmented. This does scale with ability strength. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The reason why it actually doesn't matter that much on this build for ourselves is when we're in our 4th, we have a gray health bar and it's full invulnerability. You're also seeing it's like, wait, how are we going invisible? I'm to talk about that now. We are going invisible because we are using Shade Prime. We've talked about this interaction on several frames now. But because this is not considered weapon damage, it means that we are able to stay in Ghost. We're able to stay cloaked while we're in our ability. That means we have double layered survivability. Whenever we have to occasionally go out of our fourth ability, as long as we don't shoot our weapon, we will stay invisible, meaning we can refresh our Chiranka pillar and our 2 and our 3 in complete safety. This is why casting speed doesn't feel necessary to me. If you want to do it, go for it. Nothing's stopping you. But now let's talk about the mod build, because we kind of talked about all the synergies, what we're using, what every ability is doing on this build. And we'll also talk about our arcanes. Corrosive Projection increases our damage base and also makes it so we don't have to be staring at enemies for quite as long of a time with Ophanim Eyes. This can easily be swapped. Use whatever you want. If your teammates want you to be running a specific aura, you can switch to it. If not, this is just generally nice to have, and I don't think anybody's going to complain if you have Corrosive Projection. We are also using Cunning Drift. We talked about having status immunity. We talked about having a gray health bar, meaning we are literally invulnerable, meaning no status effects, and especially not knockdown. So there is no reason for Prime Sure-Footed on this build. If you want to put it on it for a redundancy, I guess. I mean, you have the 3 though, so I definitely don't think you need it. So I would absolutely run Cunning Drift or Preparation here. Preparation is a really great idea because your starting energy is so low. And this frame wants to pop his 2, his 1, his 3, and his 4 at the beginning of a mission. So you don't want this extra range. Probably just run Preparation. Matter of a fact, how about we use Preparation for the video? Can I fit Preparation on this build? I can. I'm going to use Preparation for the video so I don't have to use an energy pad, because energy pads probably make you guys want to vomit if you guys see them and use in a video. We're using, and you have the option to use, max range. We had 280 range. We just lost about 1 meter range on our Crucible Blast, explosive radius, and about 1 meter on our Chiranka pillar radius, 1.2 meters. That's not the end of the world, especially not the end of the world for Ophanim Eyes. This scales with affinity range, so definitely doesn't matter. But range, that is your most important stat on this. Strength is a bonus if you can fit it onto the build, especially on this build, because you don't have to mod survivability, because we have triple Whataburger layered survivability. Once again, we have the shield gating, we have invisibility, and we have invulnerability. Range. This is also giving shield gate. We have Umbral Intensify for a little bit of ability strength. Prime continuity, not the most important thing ever, unless you want to be going in and out of your 4th a lot. I don't like that, and this also combats Drain, which we are getting Drain increased by Blind Rage. You don't want to use Blind Rage, don't have to. Actually, if you just want to use like Transient Fortitude, especially if you don't have a Purple Shard to spare, or you don't have a high-leveled version of Universal Fallout, this should be fine. I think you'd be good with this. But for the case of this video, this is what we're doing. Prime Flow, obviously for energy max, is going to be really helpful with our 4th, because it's a drain ability, and you'd like to be in it and not have to go pick up orbs every second. This is the build. Fuse Crucible, we talked about and showed a demo of. We're going to talk about movement stat sticks as well. So when you're in your 4, you can dodge, meaning you can use Amalgam Serration for increased movement speed. And you can use Amalgam... What is the Amalgam multi-shot mod called? Amalgam Barrel Diffusion. I'd say this is the most important one, just because that dodge speed's really nice. But then also we're using the Okina Prime. Once again, we've used this like 7 times. For movement speed, 20% sprint speed as well. It's just nice. This is so nice for just base movement speed, and that is what he needs because we're not doing parkour. I know it seems like the Okina has been mandatory in so many videos that I've been posting recently. It is not. Matter of fact, my most used melee is still the Praetos, and absolutely always will be, because most other videos you're going to be seeing me using the Praetos as my movement stat stick. I mean, like, I don't even think we can find the Okina here. Can we? Okay, it's right there. It's actually pretty high up. Okay, my bad. But yeah. Okina, Compressa, Amalgam Serration on your rifle. And we're using Matter-Eye. Matter-Eye for a little bit more ability strength and all the other amazing pluses that Matter-Eye gives towards abilities. I think it gives casting speed too. Which one? Sting strength. It's not that. It is not any of these. Power transfer? Yeah, power transfer. There you go. Which is nice. I don't think I ever utilized that in gameplay ever, but it's like, hey, it's there. And you'll occasionally take advantage of it because you will be going in and out of your operator if you're playing Void Cascade, which this build can absolutely do. Okay. Let's get to the gameplay. Oh, let's talk about... Did we talk about the invisibility through Shade? I think we did. Let's talk about the mods on it. We are using Tenacious Bond, which is boosted. We do get that 1.2x final critical multiplier with Prime Pistol Gambit. You can also just use... But I think you could just use... Not this. But you could use the other crit chance mod. What is it called, guys? I'm sorry. Creeping Bullseye. You could absolutely use Creeping Bullseye. We are using double auger mods on this as well for that little bit of extra layer of survivability through shield gating. I don't know why my shade is having troubles there, it seems. But yeah, that's the build. This is honestly probably the shortest time we've spent in the sim and talking about it, talking about abilities. I think that's because I'm kind of in flow state right now. I don't know what's going on. Less redundancies, less yap, more talking about what is important here. Also, yeah, guys, I'm sure quite a few people here are excited for Hollow Knight Silk Song. Have fun on that today. Can't wait to watch my buddy play that as well. I personally probably won't be playing it, but I do think the game is awesome, and I'm excited to see my friends play it. We are once again going to Titan on Saturn. Just my go-to. But you guys want to see testing against other factions or on other tile sets, do let me know. I try not to test against Orokin or corrupted enemies anymore. Not that I was posting videos when this was a thing, but now that they're weak to viral, and viral is like the most common status you ever put on anything ever, it just feels like stupid. And also Grenier are stronger anyway, so it just feels right. I mean, without any breaks here, we are immediately getting started, and we're seeing some of the killing potential. We're in probably the worst room possible. Get our 3 and our 4 up here. Then pop our 4 here. See the absolute destruction of everything. I am become death, the destroyer of worlds, Qorvex. Name drop. You guys can probably see me struggling. I play with really low sensitivity, 400 DPI, 7 sensitivity in Warframe. And let's actually talk about how bad truly that single target... Okay, I guess it wasn't single target because we're always hitting another enemy, whatever. Look at that. We're never just hitting one enemy because of the additional chains that are happening because of Chirinka Pillar. Like, Chirinka Pillar is helping this build out so much. Look, it's killing these guys up here. I haven't even hit those guys with my chest beam yet. They're just being affected because of Chirinka Pillar. And once I get the explosions on them, then I'm getting the boosted damage on every single enemy. You gotta love it, guys. Where did that pillar go? Oh my gosh, it's down there. Can I hit them, please? Okay, yeah, we can. You guys are absolutely seeing Arcane Universal Fallout go to town here. I mean, as you guys have seen, we have not had energy issues at all. I meant to say any energy issues, but like right there, that is going to be a universal orb. Double dipping with Equilibrium if you want to mod Equilibrium onto the build. If you can't manage the Universal Fallout, not a bad idea. It also does double dip on universal orbs. So yeah, that purple shard's nice. And if you can't afford the purple shard, probably just mod Equilibrium, like I'm saying. Definitely don't buy universal fallouts. Just use whatever level you've got so far by doing ETAs and just change the build according to what you got. I wouldn't spend money making my builds. Try to get that across as much in all my videos. You don't need exactly what I have. You just need to attempt to kind of replicate it. I mean, pretty much as long as you got the abilities, the arcanes, and the mods in the first place. You don't always need the leveled versions, but sometimes level does matter. But we do talk about occasional switch ups. Like, look at that. Look at our single target damage being not terrible there because of Chirinka Pillar. Chirinka Pillar, my beloved. Chirinka Pillar Mesa, guys. Y'all sleeping on Chirinka Pillar Mesa. Someday I'll drop the lore on that and I'll show a clip. It's pretty funny. Guess I'm dropping the lore right now. We ran into a Chirinka Pillar in an Archon. No, in the Sortie. Chirinka Pillar Mesa. Why did she use it? Mesa builds range. First off, that is news to me. Second off, the reason why they were actually using it was because they used it as a vantage point to stand on. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can stand on top of Chirinka Pillar. So they used it as a vantage point for their regulators, and it was quite literally the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Happened at like 3 a.m., so I was just dying. It's good times. Good times. Someday I might show off that build as a joke. Maybe like April Fools or something. Maybe something sooner, actually. Maybe I have a better idea. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, we'll stay till Acolyte. This definitely is a quicker video. It's interesting because I actually just did have another take on this video, and I felt like I didn't really like the order in which I tackled stuff. I do have an outline for all my videos. I don't have a script, but an outline, but I didn't really follow the outline the way I wanted to. Like I said, I'm on like take 20 of this video just because I was talking too much about base kit abilities, and I do want to move that to base build videos. The deep dive videos. But yeah, I don't think there's too much different between this video and my other videos, other than the fact that I'm kind of more in flow state, less redundancy. Let the abilities talk for themselves. Go ahead and put the Fenmore away so I stay invisible with shade. I'm occasionally shooting a bullet whenever I come out of my fourth ability, so that's why you're seeing me lose my invisibility. But as you guys can see now, we're not going to have that as an issue. That guy is tanky. Holy crap, that Shock Eximus is not dying. Oh, it's because I'm not chaining with anybody there. Look at that. But guys, let's talk about this KPM here. I mean, holy. We got 100 KPM easy on not a good tile set for him, I would say. This is not exactly open. A little hard to set up with the Chirinka pillars here. I'm not really sure. Oh, but guys, Acolyte kill time, gotta be my favorite thing about Qorvex. He annihilates them. He utterly annihilates them. That's with no extra chaining, guys. I mean, there's a little bit there because of the Chirinka pillar, but whatever. You guys get what I mean. It's just, he's just incredible. You don't need weapons to make this frame strong. He's just good. And you can take him to really, really high level content. A lot of people use something to strip Overguard at high level content. Like I see people using what's the name of that Overguard? Arcane for secondaries. There's one that allows you to strip Overguard quicker and do 300% more damage to it. I can't remember the name of that right now. I'm sorry. But people do like using that or killing Thraxes, but usually just for trash enemies, you actually don't have any problem at all. Roar would make this build stronger. In some ways, yes. In some ways, no, because of the no armor stripping. You could absolutely just use the wall for armor stripping because that's going to give damage vulnerability. It's really just going to be up to you. This is kind of showing off the fourth ability and Helminth that I enjoyed the most on it. And it seems like it's a Helminth a lot of people enjoy, so... yeah, as you guys can see, as long as you're hitting several enemies, you're keeping this KPM way up. Kill times way up. Or way down. Yes would be the right wording for that. But we're obliterating everything, guys. Let's throw down a Chirinka pillar here. Hit all these guys and everything, guys. Pretty awesome stuff. What's not to love? Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for the patience on the mag video. I hope you guys like the idea moving forward of like deep dive videos so I can kind of keep these videos more streamlined. I don't think it's gonna affect video length maybe other than like 5 minutes. I I sure do know how to yap, so I don't think it's really going to change too much. I mean, this video is a lot shorter, but that's just because I think I'm in a good mood right now and I'm not stuttering so much. But yeah, this has been Qorvex. Talked about everything. Talked about the shade synergy with them. Talked about why we're using Okina for movement speed. Talked about the ability for Amalgam Serration. Compressa doesn't matter in particular, just definitely the mod does for that extra roll speed. And yeah, I'm gonna continue to talk a little bit here after this video. Definitely more on the deep dives a little bit. I want to be more specific about them because I don't know if I was 100% specific in the video. But these videos moving forward will be focusing on the builds that I want to showcase. Deep dives will showcase full base kit, no Helminth build videos, talking about how mods affect every single stat, how that affects every single ability. Talking about like for Mag's pull, like the degree cone for that. Talking about like stuff as simple as like Mag's crush does more damage to enemies inside of Magnetize, like every single base kit synergy, every single augment, and then we'll skip to multiple build options, how I like to build them, and yeah, we're gonna also be showcasing at least like 4 weapon synergies per video with those frame deep dives. And yeah, this has been Qorvex, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm glad I finally got this video out and hopefully mag video by the end of the weekend. I'd like to get it out tomorrow. I don't know. I think that's a little too optimistic. Oh, sorry, guys. I think it's a little bit too optimistic, but yeah, we'll see. Later, guys. Thank you so much for watching.